Hello everybody, welcome home and welcome back to Shmee300 Plays More Mega Man 2. In this episode we're going to finish off the robot bosses here. So now we're at a point where we do things according to my preferences. And Heatman is my least favorite level, so I kind of save it for last because Crashman and Woodman have my two, and now I'm adjusting my ranking of Flashman's levels music because now I think it's my fourth favorite. Because Crashman and Woodman have my two favorite music of the bosses. The first and second stage of the final boss level has my second actual overall favorite. So this level, if you don't have metal, it's definitely not impossible. This game is not impossible with just your pea shooter, but this whole level is just incredibly easier with Metal Blade in your arsenal, without doubt. These little dudes are annoying. You can only be hurt by quick boomerangs, which I just used there. And now you get introduced to one of the very quintessential Mega Man tropes, which is the disappearing blocks. These are annoying. It's all about timing and knowing where they're going to show up, because it's not easy. So I'm going to get a little bit more of that here. This is where metal definitely comes in handy, because these little dudes never stop spawning, and you got to do a whole bunch of navigating of these posts and blocks. So being able to shoot at all angles here is extraordinarily beneficial. This one's a little bit tricky, and I messed it up. Got it that time. This one, you got plenty of time once it shows up. Sort of. So here comes the most challenging part. There is an entire array of all of these disappearing blocks that go all the way across this good old-fashioned lava river, when your best option is actually just take out your rocket and fire across. I don't want to hear anybody in the comments say that this is cheating or taking a shortcut or whatever. This is most absolutely definitely built into the system, and the developers most definitely intended for you to use the rocket like that. No question about it in my mind. So then we get to Heatman. He is basically a life-size Zippo lighter. Likes to shoot fire at you. His weakness is bubbles, because it's water, obviously, but we're not going down that route. So there he is, big ol' Zippo. So you shoot once, do a quick little jump to avoid his balls of fire, and just kind of bait him a little bit. You're gonna jump, turn around, and shoot immediately. When he's invincible when he's got his fire around him like that, so don't even bother. But you just kind of do this for. This is the exact same fight, even on difficult. So yeah, Heatman's pretty darn easy. And this is another item acquisition, so we'll speed this up a little bit. Item 1, probably the most useful one. It's just a platform that kind of hovers a bit. We'll use it a whole bunch going forward. So then we get to Crashman, and I meant to do this earlier, so I'm going to take a quick little second here. Bear with me. I need to do a little bit of on-the-job research. Oh, for crying out loud, what was it called? Yes, okay, confirmed. Okay, so when I was a kid living in Canada, there was a TV show on YTV called Video and Arcade Top 10. You can probably guess what their content was about. Which I did not learn until years later, and didn't connect the dots until longer than I care to admit. The theme song to Video and Arcade Top 10 on YTV when I was a kid is this level's theme. and it rocks. I believe it was not quite as 8. I think they obviously didn't use it verbatim. They didn't keep the 8-bit version. But this is Video and Arcade Top 10 from the 1990s. I don't think they ever changed the theme song either. That was poor gameplay. And now when I finish recording this, I'm going to go check out YouTube videos of that series. So here, you can clearly see what you need to be doing, but there are shortcuts here. You can throw up... That's not what I wanted to do at all. Oh, Schmitty botched that real good. So you need to get rid of these guys first, as best you can. Then pull out your item 1, and you can just kind of hop on here, and whoop! There's 2 more screens of this, each one more complicated than the last. So you just need to get rid of this dude. Hop on here real quick, throw out an item 1, and you're set. Rinse, rinse, and repeat. Oh yeah, save yourself so much time. So this whole game is a nostalgia trip for me, but this stage's theme music is just nostalgic icing on the nostalgia cake. So this enemy placement here is a bit of a pain in the butt, and I'll show you how I like to deal with it. Pull out your metal blades, as per usual. As soon as you jump to that little platform there, he's going to wake up and shoot 3 pellets at you, both one going straight, one going up, one going down. It's very tough to avoid and not get knocked off the screen. What you want to do is you want to jump over, land, shoot a blade immediately, and then immediately jump back. Worst case scenario, you get hit by one of the bullets, but you stay on the ladder and you're good to go. Because if you fall off the screen resets, and you got to kill him again. Best case scenario, you actually avoid the bullet entirely, and you're in good shape. And jump backwards. See, I got worst case scenario. If I didn't hold right a bit that as long as I did, and just kind of land, aim to land kind of here instead of here, I would have avoided the bullet, and I would have been good. I would have been all good to go. But like I said, doesn't matter really. Dealer's choice is which ladder you want to take. I like taking a left one myself, and if you don't have metal blade here, you're gonna have a bad time. Because those damn birds from Airman's level are here, and when an egg breaks, and you can't shoot up, you're having a bad day, pretty much. So you might get lucky with that, with a good egg drop like that, but without metal, or with metal, you're just in such better condition here. Oh, for crying out! Are you kidding me? Don't need those too much. So Crashman, using the pea shooter only, is probably the most difficult, especially on hard mode, but there is a pattern you can do, and I'm going to do my very best to show you that pattern. That you can do, you might get hit once, but it's possible to even get hit 0 times, even while using the pea shooter. And it works on both normal and difficult. So I will do my best to show you how I like to operate with that. So he just, excuse me, goodness. He just shoots what are called crash bombs at your location on the ground. He jumps around a whole bunch. He shoots a crash bomb at you and it blows up, and then once it blows up, he shoots another one at you. Rinse and repeat. What you want to do is he won't jump until you fire whatever weapon you're wielding. So you want to jump, and on your way down, kind of meet him at the mid level of your jump trajectory, and then shoot him there, because you'll meet on the same kind of level at that point. You'll see how it works in a second here. But you need to just keep walking like hard left, hard right, just back and forth, and if you follow this pattern, you should be able to avoid his crash bomb. So I'll show you. Plus, I think he looks pretty badass. So you do that, jump, meet him. Because he shoots the crash bomb at wherever you are at that moment. And if you just keep walking, it won't hit you. And if you're away from it long enough, neither will the explosion. He is extremely weak to the air shooter. I believe on normal he takes... Oop, that got me! How about that? I'm human. On normal, I believe the air shooter kills him in 2 hits. On difficult, I believe it takes 3. And we will definitely use the air shooter on difficult, because on difficult I have every intention to beat all the bosses with their weakness, because difficult makes it quite difficult. Okay, so here's the one more hill I'm willing to die on, and it's probably not well, no, it's probably pretty unpopular. The resounding majority of people who enjoy this game as much as I do, the communities itself, I wouldn't say unanimously agree, but the vast majority of people agree that the music for Dr. Wily's final level, levels 1 and 2, is the best in the game. And I think it is amazing. No question. My personal favorite is actually Woodman. I think Woodman's stage music is just slightly better, in my opinion. Only my opinion, but of course everyone has their own opinion on the internet, and it always ends in rainbows and unicorns, right? No. So I'm not going to talk a whole lot. I want you to enjoy this because I want to enjoy it too. This is Woodman. His stage is nothing special. There's one tip I'll give it to you at the end, but until then. I'm also way past my time expectancy, so I'm going to go as fast as I can on this level. This song rocks. It's just epic. Yes, I'm dancing in my chair. Okay, so here comes the only tip I have for this level. There are some Roadrunner dudes that are going to come approaching us in a second here. The only tip I have is they're really hard, they're really fast and hard to kill. You don't need to though. So my tip is the instant you see them, just stop. And I'll show you why. Stop, because they hop right over your head. See it? Stop. See it? Stop. See it? Stop. So there's no need to kill them whatsoever. Oh, best music in the game. Maybe my favorite track of music in the entire NES. Love it, and I'm so glad I could share it with you. I hope you agree, but I don't expect you to, because Dr. Wily's Castle's music is pretty awesome. Woodman's weaknesses are heat and metal, but we're not doing that because why would we? So those leaves are very hard to avoid. There's just no point in doing so. Because he's done. All right. Best music. And second best music is coming up at the beginning of the next episode. Thank you so much for joining me. It really means a lot for me to let you share in the joy I have in this game with all of you, and I look forward to seeing you for the next episode, and which I think will be the finale if I'm not mistaken. I may have to decide on that after I stop recording this, because it could be about a 20-minute episode if I do the whole thing from front to back. So we will see. I might cut it in half. Thank you again so much for joining me, and as always, be kind, be strong, and be awesome. And you take care of yourself out there.